At a young age of around 12 or 13 years old, I started cooking with my grandma Duggins in her kitchen during family events. It was more of Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, Easter, whenever the whole family would get together. And that's where I guess I developed my love for cooking, or realized that I had a love for cooking. And when I joined the Navy at the age of 17, I went to culinary school out in San Diego, California. And being a young person in the Navy and staying focused, I was on USS Carl Vinson, which is an aircraft carrier, and still in commission today. And that's where I had learned to cook for large quantities of people. We had a total of about 6,000 people on the ship, where I realized that I wanted to take cooking or being a chef as a profession and stay in that career. Now, they said at the time the ratio was only about 1 out of 25 people that was cooking in the Navy would stay with it and make a career out of it. So after I come out of the Navy, I went on to Morrison's Cafeteria, which I opened a restaurant on Hirschborn Lane, and then traveled to Georgia to open up several more restaurants for Morrison's. I was a corporate trainer for them, and that was from my ability and training that I had in the Navy. This is our private dining room, to where families can have anything from just a family dinner together, or a birthday party, or they may just want to have some private time with their loved ones. And once again, each and all these different areas that they can enjoy their meals is at no extra cost. And being food and beverage manager here at Magnolia Springs, we try to interact with every resident that we have, and we also interact with their families. We know each and every resident just as well as their families do. And we like to consider this a country club with sleeping rooms, because the style of food and the style of dining we do is what I've done at the country club that I worked at for the last 15 years, which was the Pendennis Club. So whenever I heard of the style of food that Magnolia Springs was wanting to serve here, which was an upscale environment, and this is all private, there's no Medicare or Medicaid, it has nothing to do with the nursing home. This here is strictly retirement living for, you would say, the upscale people of the county. So it's open to any and everybody. But we have a lot of veterans here, because our veterans benefits do help pay for a lot of the vets that served. And we have people from, back in the wars, different wars, that are 80 and 90 years old that just need some assistance in their living, and that's what we do, is we just assist them in their daily life. And it's a great place to work, and most of our residents think this is a great place to live as well. 15 years at the Pendennis Club, and at the Pendennis Club it's a prestigious private club downtown Louisville. Our biggest dinners was around Derby time, to where we would have 1,500 for brunch, and then turn around and about 800 would come back for dinner. On one particular Derby, one of the challenges that will pop up is whenever we had steaks cut and sent in by the butcher, they had sent the wrong steaks. So I had 800 of the wrong steaks, and getting ready to feed 800 people the next day or two. You always have your food about 3 days ahead, just to protect yourself and the customer on situations like this. So that was a challenge, to where you had to replace these steaks. You had to have the company who had the steaks produced wrong pick them up, and you had to have another butcher turn around and cut the steaks for you. And once again, if smaller parties, we butchered and cut our own meat. But for these large quantity parties, as far as time and refrigeration, we had to have a lot of that pre-cut or prefabricated. So there is each and every challenge, to where, when they're coming back from Churchill Downs, and you don't know exactly what time that last race comes off, and they're going to get on the buses and come back downtown to eat their meal. So there's no particular time that they're going to be in that door and sitting down. But how we had to base it was, we would have the bus driver call us when they was loading up on the buses from Churchill Downs to come back to the Pendennis Club. We knew we had about 30 to 40 minutes until they hit the front door. So at that time, we knew we had to start cooking, we had to start plating the food, and we had to have servers and everybody ready, because you just never know on what's going to come up or how fast it's going to happen.